Welcome to this episode of Success Sunday, where I will be interviewing two of my graduates, Michael and Kazeem. This is going to be a remarkable session because these guys are from the streets of South London and they have gone from crime and gangs to full-time property investors making over £7,000 per month. Welcome Michael, welcome Kazeem to Success Sunday, and we're filming this episode in my own house. It's a real pleasure to have you boys here, and it's been, it's just been wonderful to work with you over the last 10-11 months, and you've got a remarkable story to tell. So Kazeem, who are you? Where are you from? And what were you doing before you got into property?
My name's Kazeem. I'm from South East London. South Bermondsey to be precise. Well, I used to own my own company, so that was selling cars and picking up vehicles as well.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing, and I just got tired of that hustle, waking up early in the morning, and just decided to
do something else.
Yeah.
So how old are you now, Kazeem?
I'm 28.
So you're 28 now, and you've hustled all your life.
Yeah.
And now you're full-time, because you're full-time, right, in property?
Yeah, I'm full-time.
So you're now full-time in property, which is brilliant. And Michael, what about you, mate? Where are you from? How old are you? And what were you doing before you became a property investor?
My name's Michael. I grew up in South Bermondsey, literally about 5 doors away from Kazeem. Before I got into property, I was buying and selling cars.
Right, okay.
I got tired.
Were you doing that together?
No.
Separately?
Yeah, separately.
Okay.
We had different companies.
So yeah, started buying and selling cars, got tired of tire kickers, and knew that we needed I needed a recurring income. So me and Kazeem brainstormed, and then we thought, property is the best way forward.
So property is the best way forward,
yeah.
Brilliant. So how did you actually come across me?
YouTube.
Wow, so so YouTube is where you found me, and now you're starring on the Assets for Life YouTube channel.
Yeah, most definitely.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So YouTube, and what did you see on YouTube from me?
You were doing a conversion in Colchester, so we watched the video. I told Kaz, go and watch this video. This guy talking about HMOs. So we watched it and thought, you know what? Yeah, that's something we would like to do.
Nice. So that would be Oak House. So Oak House, that's where we converted an office into 16 one-bedroom flats.
Yeah.
So that was the video that you watched to motivate you to take some form of action.
Most definitely.
What was the action that you took after watching my video?
Well, the action we took was to go and come to an event.
Right, okay.
So
good.
at least let's get some knowledge, see what it's all about, and that was it from then.
Brilliant. So you probably came to the joint venture day or the property investment summit. Was it a free event?
It was
in Blackfriars.
Cool, in Blackfriars. So that was the property investment summit, which is a one-day, world-class event. So you came to that event really with zero experience in property.
Yeah.
What were you feeling and thinking? What was going through your heads before you came to the event?
Yeah, it was a bit, we came there open-minded, but we were a bit nervous at the same time because we haven't done property before, so that's just what do you?
Nervous. It was like, what are we gonna go and learn? If we
learn, dude off YouTube?
Who is he?
Does he even exist? What does he teach?
Yeah, that's it. So like more of just going there to find out what it's about, basically.
Cool. So you came to the property investment summit, and what happened at the investment summit?
What happened? We came in. We upgraded that morning for the VIP lunch.
VIP lunch.
I remember having lunch with you boys. That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
That was nice because I get to know you on a much more intimate level during the day.
Yeah.
So you had VIP lunch,
and then the announcement came on about the boot camp.
Okay.
So then we've gone off to speak to each other and thought, you know what, it's now or never. Like, are we gonna take this jump? Are we gonna make this commitment? And then that's what we done. We just signed up to the boot camp, and then
Wow, brilliant. So you've obviously then decided to get educated in property, and we'll come back to that in a little while. But you know, so grew up in South London.
Yeah.
Were you growing up in rough estates?
Yeah.
Tell us what life looked like for you guys as kids, as teenagers, and as young adults growing up in the areas that you grow up in. What was, describe to us what life was like.
Well, what can I say? Growing up in South London they weren't the best. We grew up in an estate in South Bermondsey, with a group of friends, and started getting involved with the wrong crowds, doing certain things, getting involved in crime, in firearms, all of those stuff. So it was more on the basis of protecting ourselves. We weren't really troublemakers, but obviously growing up in that environment, trouble used to come to us. So we just felt a need to protect ourselves and to do anything.
So it's like survival, isn't it?
You
learn as young lads, as teenagers, and as young adults. You were in an environment of it was like survival.
Yeah.
And I get it. And this is the thing: when you surround yourself with the wrong people, wrong things tend to happen.
Definitely.
When you start surrounding yourself with the right people, right things start to happen.
Yeah.
Your environment is absolutely key to your success.
Yeah.
100%.
So what was it like for you, Michael? Any sort of, to tell us, obviously, was there gangs, crime, guns, drugs, what was it all about?
All of the things that we weren't meant to be doing at that age, we were doing at that age. So it's like, we've got a group of friends, and our group of friends have, let's just say, let me call it like a rivalry with another group of boys from another estate. So it used to be a lot of back and forth. So they'll come to our estate with knives, chase us down. We'll go back to their estate with knives, chase them down. And it just escalated into more firearms and things like that.
And knives at the moment, right? Like every single day, every week, there's knife attacks, there's shootings.
Yeah.
And, I can only imagine these estates that you lived on are only getting worse and worse. Is that right?
Definitely.
It's all over the news.
It's all over the news.
It's all over the news.
It's happening now.
Yeah.
It's happening now. But, it's just a shame. But it's at the end of the day, it's the surroundings, the environments, especially because we were in that environment. And, I've actually been incarcerated as well at a time. So it went
Really?
easy.
Yeah. How long for?
About 18 months.
18 months, yeah. And how long did you spend inside?
Yeah, I did half of that.
So you've done 9 months in jail.
Yeah.
That's not a nice place to be, is it?
No, it's
not a nice place. A lot of time to reflect.
Yeah, most definite. So it's actually when I got incarcerated and I came out, I set up my company, which was selling vehicles, and I actually owned a recovery company as well. Yeah. So I had basically 2 companies in one, in the business, should I say.
Nice.
So that's how that journey kind of started for me.
Yeah, that's good. So out of jail, making the decision to go straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. What made you go straight, Michael? What was that turning point for you? Something happened to a mate, or what happened to you for you to go, you know what, I want to get out of crime and I want to go straight? Because again, you got into car dealerships as well. So how did that happen?
So, okay, what happened to me? I went to jail. I got a 4-year sentence and I done 2 of that.
Oh, so you was in jail also?
Yeah. So I done 2 of that. I came out, and to be honest, I was hard-headed. So I continued doing what I was doing because of people that I've met in jail.
So you got even worse?
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
So it's like now I come to the point that this can't continue. There's no sustainability in this. It's volatile. It's too volatile.
Yeah.
So I just decided, let me try this car thing. And that's what I decided to do. That wasn't working. So my turning point was when one of my friends got arrested and he got jailed for 11 years. And I said, you know what, I can't keep doing this. So that's what.
It was almost like you knew you'd run out of lives.
That's just
like you'd done a bit of time in jail, 9 months and 2 years. But the next bit in jail, you probably knew in your hearts of hearts was probably going to be life.
That's it.
Or not, or for a very, very long time.
Yeah, and the thing with that, being incarcerated, it doesn't help you because it grows your network in there. So I've gone in there just as a normal guy, and I've come out and my network's grown. So I'm able.
All the bad people.
Exactly. So I'm trying to be the best person in that world. So, but you know, I've just always been like business minded anyway. So that's when I just formed our companies and we just took it from there.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you've done all the bad stuff. You had your turning points.
Yeah.
You set up your own businesses, which is brilliant. Talk us through that. Why you're not doing that today?
Well, in regards to the business, so what it was when we had our company, we had a lot of tire kickers. It was just a lot of hours, and we wanted
It's a lot of hours.
Yeah, a lot. Of
How
hours.
many hours would you be working a day?
I was probably doing about 15 hours.
So 15 hours a day. Try, because I know what it's like when you start a business.
Yeah.
Any business, even in property, you've got to put the effort in.
Yeah.
But you're doing 15 hours a day. What else going on?
Dealing with time wasters as well.
Okay.
So you want to pick up a car, so it's just a lot of that world there is just not consistent enough for me at the time, and I've got a young family as well, so I have a daughter.
You've got a daughter, yeah?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Michael, any kids for you? No. No, so you got a daughter. How old's your daughter?
My daughter's 3.
3. What's your daughter called?
Nicole.
Nicole. Wow,
Yeah,
brilliant, man. So
yeah.
you got like a big why, yeah?
Yeah.
I take it you want family at some point. You have to have kids, yeah.
100%.
So you realised you were exchanging time for money. You was in a business that was taking up hours and hours and hours of your day. So your return on time employed was very, very, very low.
Yeah.
This then brings you to YouTube. Seeing me on the YouTube channel walking around Oak House, which is a commercial conversion where we made over £500,000 in profit using none of our own money. It's an amazing deal in Colchester. You came to the Property Investment Summit and then you made the decision, which I would consider the best decision you've ever made, and that's to go do more advanced training with me.
Yeah.
And I've been mentoring you personally as well,
Yeah.
you know, over the course of the last 10 or 11 months. So tell us right now, how many properties do you have in the portfolio?
We've got 9 properties.
9.
Yeah.
And how many months has that taken to get your 9 deals?
9 months.
9
So
months.
9 months. So you're pretty much on for 1 deal a month.
Yeah.
And I remember when we first started to work together and you got your first deal, how many weeks did it take you to get your first deal?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. So 2 weeks to get your first deal. And I remember you saying then, we're going to have 10 of these within the first year.
Yeah.
And you are well on track
Most
to
definitely.
have more than 10 deals in the portfolio.
Yeah.
So what strategy, Michael, did you guys decide to focus on when you started to get trained by me?
Rent to rent.
Rent to
Rent to rent, yeah.
Okay, what's rent to rent, Kazeem? If you could explain that to someone in simple terms, what is rent to
So
rent?
rent to rent is basically when you get a property off an existing landlord
Yeah.
and you rent the rooms
Okay,
on a room by room basis.
cool. That's it. And you take that on, don't you? You manage the property, you go into a corporate let agreement.
Yeah.
Are yours done on a corporate let agreement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you're not owning the property,
No.
which is great because you don't need a mortgage.
No.
You haven't got to go and raise lots of money from
yeah.
investors.
Yeah.
You can pretty much get into these no or low money down. Yeah, low or no money down.
Yeah.
So can you talk us through, because this is amazing, what your first deal looked like? Where is the deal? How did you find the deal? How much money does that deal make per calendar month?
Yeah.
And whereabouts is the deal?
Our first deal we got from an agent.
So an agent,
It was from the agent.
a letting agent.
Yeah, letting agent. Yeah,
Nice.
letting agent. So we saw the deal. There was a bit of back and forth with the agent, so we just decided to go in his office instead of talking on the phone. Go in his office, have a seat with him, and we managed to seal the deal
Just by sitting in front of him.
Yeah.
It's so mad, isn't it? This is, you know, and I know now, we've always known this, it's a relationship business.
Yeah.
Building rapport with the right people in the right areas is
Yeah.
going to bring you deals and it's going to bring you money.
Yeah.
What you've got to do, and people seeing this today, you've just got to learn the system and then you've got to go and approach the relevant people and just say who you are, what you do, the service you offer and how you can help. It really isn't that difficult once you have the confidence and you know exactly what to say. And I obviously helped you with your scripts and what to say and how to say it. So you went in there, you got your first deal.
Yeah.
Is it a house? Is it a flat? Michael, how,
It was a house.
Talk us through it.
It's a house. It was a 4-bed that we turned into a 5-bed.
Nice.
The living room was massive and there was a big kitchen diner. So we just turned it into a 5-bed.
So you just went 4 into 5.
Yeah.
Did you need to put up a stud wall or not?
No,
so no work needed. It's not like you had to go do en suites or some big refurbishment. Not even a stud wall needed, which you normally would do with a with some rent to rent deals.
Yeah.
She just went 4 into a 5-bed, and then how much do you rent each of those rooms out for now?
So on average about 575.
575 a month, yeah, brilliant. So that one property, how much is the net profit after all bills? Because when you do a HMO, rent to rent, you've got rent to the landlord, you've got to pay your bills, you've got some maintenance, you might have the odd void period, cleaners, bin collection, all that type of stuff. So after you pay everything out, what's your net profit on that deal?
That's about 1,200 per calendar month.
Wow, that's a good deal. That's a great deal to get started for your first deal.
First deal as well,
So that's 1,200 a month. So that is what, 12, 13, 14,000 pounds a year. It's about 14,000 pounds a year. And how much did it cost you as an investment to get that property over the line?
It's first month's rent and first month's deposit.
So first month's rent is first month's deposit.
Yeah.
So how much was that?
That's
2,200.
2,200,
And the agent fees was about £300.
So 2,500 and you got the keys.
That's it,
Yeah, and obviously money back with just 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
2 months, you then got 100% investment back. And in order to do the 2,500, did you use your own money for that one, or did you use investor funds?
We used our own money.
You use your own funds for that, and that's really good for people tuning in now to listen to get a rent-to-rent deal over the line. It's almost no money or very little money, and you've got a couple of options. Option 1, you can use investor funds and bring an investor into the deal, or option 2, you can go and raise the capital yourself on a credit card or overdraft, or use some money that you got from an existing business or your wages or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So look, you got your first deal under the belt. How did that make you feel?
Buzzing.
We were happy, but scared. I was scared at the same time because now we've got the deal.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do now?
What do we do?
Yeah. How long is it going to take to fill these rooms? It's like a bit of pressure that we was on.
Wow, cool. But then your mindset changed.
Yeah.
And you're like, hang on, I've done one of these. It's going to make us £14,000 a year profit. You do the maths, how many do you want? And you guys said, I want 10 in a year. And you've now got 9. How have you been able to go from 1 deal to 9 deals in just the last 9 months? Consistency, great, yeah.
We know what we want, and we just said, listen, just go hard and go home.
Nice, like it. So you just like, gloves off.
Yeah, that's it.
Rolled your sleeves up, yeah? What did you focus on in your property business? What was the key thing to get those deals? What did you really need to focus on?
Just the sourcing element of it.
sourcing
Yeah,
of the deal,
talking to landlords, talking to agents daily.
Yeah, that's the key thing, isn't it? When you do property, the way you make money is by finding property deals.
Yeah.
So 2 of the biggest key result areas is 1, finding deals, and 2, finding the money.
Yeah.
And if you're in a position where you haven't got any money, well, it's not a problem because you just use investor funds. And there's millions and trillions of pounds out there. There's thousands and millions of investors that want to get their money working for them. So that brought you on to deal number 2.
Yeah.
Talk us through deal number 2.
deal number 2 was Gumtree.
So this was Gumtree now,
Yeah.
yeah? Excellent. So another source of lead.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Gumtree lead.
So it was just
I had to follow up because I was been talking to this landlord for like 4 weeks.
Okay.
So we're back and forth every week. Then he said, you know what? I've got a property, come and see it. So I've gone to see it, it didn't quite work. So he said, next week I've got a 5-bed, but at the time I didn't know it was a HMO. So I've gone there, and as soon as I saw it, I said, yeah, this is for us, straight away.
So it was already a HMO.
It was already a HMO already.
He was managing it,
yeah at the time.
but he didn't want to manage it anymore.
Yeah.
He was sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, most landlords out there are either accidental landlords or they're tired landlords. And this is where we come into play because we're like the fresh blood, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're like the new kids on the block, and we're going to come in and treat it like it's our own property. And it's all about adding value to the landlords, landladies that we work with.
Yeah.
So what happened? You know, how did you get the deal?
Yeah, we've gone there. Well, I've gone there and I've seen it and I thought, you know what, this is for us. And then I've just put in an offer. So he's gone off, he's thought about it, and he's come back and said, yeah, no problem. So we've signed the deal, and then, went to pick up the keys.
Nice. Was there any money needed to get into that deal?
That was just first month rent.
Just first month's rent.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
much was that?
1950.
1950. That's it. Yeah. And how much does that cash flow you?
That's cash flow went on about £600.
About £600.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you use as a minimum per property per month that you want to make in a rent to rent deal?
Work up worst case scenario, £100 per room.
Yeah, cool. So 4 rooms, 400 quid, 5
Yeah.
rooms for I always say, and I've taught you well there, guys. So that's good, yeah. £100 per room, but you want to be looking at £500-600 ideally as a minimum, which is great. You know, even at, and you'll typically average about £900, £1,000, £1,100
Yeah.
across the portfolio once you obviously build some up.
Yeah.
So that was property number 2. Keys in your hand. And then you've gone from 2 up until now, you're now on 9.
Yeah.
On 9, what is your monthly net profit?
About circa 7k or just over 7k.
Just over £7,000. That's £84,000 a year, boys.
Yeah.
Like, this is life-changing money, yeah? £84,000 a year. And anyone tuning in now, you just got to be thinking of what is £84,000 a year going to do to your life? It is completely life-changing, but I know you're not going to stop here.
No way.
You've got some big plans.
Yeah.
What else have you been doing with some of your deals during the course of this year? Because you've not been able to take all of the deals on, because there's one thing growing, but you've got to grow at the right rates.
Yeah.
So you've found lots of deals, boys. You've kept 9. What have you done with the others?
That I've
Packaged and sold some.
as well.
So you packaged and sold your deals.
Yeah.
How many deals have you sold?
Sold 7 so far.
7 deals.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And how much money have you made just from sourcing deals?
24k.
£24,000 in income just from finding deals that you didn't want and then sourcing them onto other property investors. This is what I love about the rent to rent strategy and any strategy, in fact. You keep the deals you want and you package and you sell on the rest of the deals. And of course that really helps. You know, 24 grand cash in bank. You were going to say something, Kazeem?
How long did it take us to make that?
The 24k.
Yeah.
That was literally like a month. It was in July, yeah. July, yeah.
July.
Yeah.
So what happened? You just had like a big influx of deals
No, this was through Facebook.
through Facebook.
Yeah, through Facebook. Someone put up they're trying to get rid of a portfolio.
Yeah.
Got in touch with them and we spoke about it and just went from there.
Wow.
The idea now of doing developments,
Yeah,
land
Yeah,
deal,
that-
commercial
that's
conversion.
very enticing. Yeah.
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 I would say go do 1 or 2 HMOs or a couple of single lets using some of your own cash or some of your investors' cash. Scale the portfolio. Definitely keep scaling the rent to rent business as well.
Yeah.
But what's really your vision? What do you really want to be doing over the course of the next 1 or 2 years? Because I know you've got some great plans.
Yeah.
Considering where you've come from and what you've been through,
Yeah.
what is it exactly that you want to do?
So right now, obviously you're training us to be speakers as
Yeah.
well. So we've teamed up with a charity called Key for Life, and we help. What their charity is based on helping the people that are in risk of going to prison or are in
Wow.
prison. So we're just gonna show them that there's another way, to do things by getting their mindset right, or even introducing them into property. So that's what it is right now. What else? What was the plan?
The same thing, like just to show them that you don't have to do this, like to learn from our mistakes and get into property and make money from property. There's different strategies in property.
Wow,
It's not as
amazing.
a lot of people think that you need big deposits to get into property, so we're trying to break that
That's the
down.
myth, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
the
the
myth,
myth,
and what people think, and I used to think this as well, you need to be super experienced. Perhaps you've got to go and get a degree. You've got to be an architect or a builder or a solicitor or something along those lines. The fact is, property has no boundaries.
That's
No,
it,
it doesn't.
You can be anyone in the world, from any country, following the property freedom formula, which is my 7-step system, which you guys follow, which will enable you to become super successful. You can get into property part-time with no money and no experience. Of course, you've got to come and get the training,
Yeah, most
and you've got to
definitely.
learn the system. So the fact that you are now wanting to go change the world and put this myth to bed with youngsters, you are literally going to be helping hundreds, because it's not just the youngsters that you help. It's the person they don't use a knife on that you help.
Yeah, exactly.
It's their families, their mums, their dads, their brothers, their sisters.
Yeah.
Because when you're involved with crime, certainly at a young age, it affects the entire family. It affects communities.
Yeah.
And you boys are on track, I'm telling you, on track to go and really help communities and help the world. You know, one person at a time, one property at a time, one bit of education at a time. That's why I do what I do. I love training people and helping people and mentoring people. For me to sit here now and to chat with you boys and listen to your journey is a dream come true for me, because this is why I do what I do, and I'm so proud of you. So guys, what is the name of your company?
Deluxe Property Ventures.
Deluxe Property Ventures. Have you got a website?
Yeah.
What's your website?
www.deluxeproperty.co.uk.
Excellent. What's your Instagram? I know you're building your Instagram and
Mine-
your followers up now. What's yours, Michael?
_ DPV.
And mine is Kaz, Kaz _DPV _official.
Nice. And I know you're going to be setting up your own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's coming next.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you with that.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing a lot more on social media.
Yeah.
You're going to be getting a lot more deals.
Yeah.
This is just the start, boys. It really is.
Most
And you
definitely.
can grow this into a multi-million pound organisation. And if you want to start generating 30, 40, 50k a month, you're not too far away.
Yeah.
You really aren't. And the fact that you're now going to go and inspire people. What's the name of the charity, please?
Key for life.
Key for Life, yeah. So Key for, obviously people tuning in can check it out, yeah.
Yeah.
So any last words? Any last words for people tuning in now? What would you like to tell people? You know, you've got a few seconds each.
Okay.
Go for it. What's your message?
My message is, if you want to get into property, get educated, get a mentor, because without that, it's going to be very difficult. Not saying that you can't get there, but a mentor's already made all the mistakes, so you grow 10 times quicker. So, and just invest in yourself. I don't mind investing in myself. I'm forever going to be investing in myself. So yeah, just invest in yourself and mix with the right people, and yeah, everything will be fine.
Nice, good.
Yeah.
Go for it, Michael. What's your message?
My message is, think about your family as well. Think about building generational wealth and how you're going to do that. Because if you intentionally try and build wealth, then you're going to be successful.
Nice. That's really cool. Yeah, well, great. Well, look, thanks for coming down to Success Sunday.
Yeah.
It's been an absolutely awesome interview. Like, I'm buzzing sitting here. Anything you need from me, you know where to find me.
Yeah.
And I think what will be good, we'll do a Success Sunday take two
Yeah,
at
most
some
definitely.
point later on this year, and we'll give our viewers an audience an update on what's happened.
Yeah.
Nice one. Cheers, lads.
Yeah.
Hey, absolutely brilliant. Hey. Nice one, boys. Nice one.
Thanks for tuning in and watching these videos.
Please make sure you like, comment and share right now.
Stay tuned for more videos.
Remember, these videos are being launched every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7:30 p.m. And on the second Monday of every month, we've also got Ask Me Monday. If you want to know more about property investing, becoming financially free and building a rent-to-rent business which will enable you to create passive income and live the life of your dreams, just like Michael and Kazeem here, make sure you click the link in the description and join us at one of our up-and-coming events and grab your free ticket right now.